Hey guys, June 27th, 2025, here with your after hours recap. Gosh, where do we start? S&P 500 new all-time highs. NASDAQ continues to track a little bit higher. Um, NVIDIA, TSM new highs. AVGO new highs. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan still hanging in there really well. And God, big rebalancing happening. So on one side, you've got this Google where, it's not really doing anything and you think it's not going to close all that great, and then all of a sudden, humongous stick into the close. And then on the flip side, for every good, there's a bad, and the bad was definitely Palantir, where it's like right from the moment go, you're rejecting, and then into the close, massive volume coming into this thing. So, really choppy when you look at a name like this, effectively, at the exact same place it was 6 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. So just a real pain in the ass to hold this name. Another pickup in volume, another close below the 20. Does this just end up, resolving just like it did from 6.5, where it just reclaims the 20 and continues to go higher from there? It's possible. I don't know, but choppy nonetheless. So really poor action in a Palantir, really nice action in a Google, really nice action in an Amazon. Really nice action. You think it's about to close in the red, and then closes up very nicely. Coin finally had a rest today. Nothing wrong with coin right from effectively the open. MSTR, which I am now short, rejection of the key level, which I thought was 392.19, started to roll over, and I got myself short, closed at the lows of the day. So am kind of holding this one. We'll see if it reclaims that 392 level and starts to push from there. Not one that I want to stay short, especially if Bitcoin is working into next week. But really kind of choppy week where you get a really nice up day, and then you get a down day, and you get a nice up day, and then you get a down day, and it's just back and forth all week. And you can kind of see it in some of the action from like these smaller mid-cap names where, you could look at a QS where you get this, down day, and you get this massive up day, and you get a nasty down day, and just, big volume on both sides. Your Inno data, something very similar. Your HSAI. I mean, imagine buying this thing yesterday over prior day high, only to then effectively have it almost hit, yesterday's lows. I mean, that's pretty disgusting right from the open. And that's just kind of some of the action we were getting. Tough, not really fun. I did let go of my KGC this morning. Hey, buddy, lay down. I did let go of my KGC this morning, where gold was not acting well, and it was breaking below its 50 simple moving average, and you get this break of the 50, and KGC I knew was just going to be gapping down in the morning. So right at the open, I just let her go. And I did let go of my FCX as well, even though copper closed pretty well. I wasn't going to be holding a flat position into the weekend, so nothing really to do there except reevaluate this upcoming week. I did get to take home CCL, 2 awesome days in a row, really nice close. RCL continues to be your leader. VIK as well, new all-time highs today. And these like travel and leisure stocks, kind of, even like your hotel, like the Hilton, starting to push out really nicely here too. So, you take the good with the bad. I thought NRG looked pretty good today, but clearly still too extended and closed on the lows. And meanwhile, an AS I thought also looked pretty good and closed on the highs. So, you've got some good, you've got some bad, you've got a mixed bag. Tesla broke yesterday's lows. At the end of the day, Elon did tweet something to the effect of, we've got our cars driving themselves to the customer. That's pretty cool. But again, you still effectively under yesterday's lows, which is not so cool. So price action first, and price action first says right now just kind of sit on the sidelines until you can at least take out a prior day's channel, and you're not really able to do that right now. So not too exciting. A lot of stocks around the market just taking breathers, where yesterday they just had like these massive 20% up days. So again, some good with some bad. Commodities down, gold, silver, copper flat, but gold and silver both down. Crude oil effectively flat on the day, but zero bounce in crude oil. So I wouldn't say anything to get too excited about. And really, that was just kind of our day. It's like you've got Semiconductors and banks still acting pretty good. And then, you've got these other names that have made big moves recently, like a Palantir, like a Coin, even like an Uber, new all-time high. And then again, right from the word go, just selling off. So again, some good, some bad, some ugly. And yeah, I don't really know what else to make of the week. I didn't think anything else was super notable. The most recent earnings winners, again, your Sezzle still holding its own new all-time high today. Dave holding its own new high today, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, Oddity starting to pick back up. So these recent earnings winners are just trying to continue higher, which is nice to see. Cybersecurity, PanW a little bit more choppy. I did let this one go yesterday because I owned CrowdStrike and I don't want to hold laggards, which is exactly what PanW is. And today, would have put me in the red. So happy to have just put, locked up a little bit of money on it and then, reevaluate with a CrowdStrike, your leader, or potentially a rubric going forward. But again, even a rubric, what do you keep seeing before today's nasty rebalancing candle, right? Big pickup in volume on the downside. Big pickup in volume on the downside. Well, what did we get today? Another big pickup in volume on the downside. So not pretty in some places, and then really pretty in other places. Again, your Google, your Amazon, pretty. But then again, you've got Apple that looks like crap, and you've got Microsoft, that's a little bit extended. So what do you do? What do we do in this environment? We're still looking for dips against ascending moving averages, trying to get ourselves repositioned, but it's not so easy out here. It's a stock pickers market. Happy to own a CCL. Happy that my ARC is digesting. I think it needs more of that. And I think, some of that digestion just had to do with Tesla going lower today, Palantir going lower today, Coin going lower today, Circle getting its ass handed to it today. Lower we go, down about 40% in the last 5 days. So this is how volatile things are right now. And, it's just good to try to take it one position at a time. Don't get too stubborn. Don't hold flat. Don't be comfortable holding flat into the close. Demand that your stock push away from your average so that you can comfortably hold it into the close. And that's just kind of been my thinking. So nothing else super notable on my radar other than, these nuclear names. GEV still continues to be your leader. VST getting quite a bit extended. Oklo still taking a breather. And your quantum stocks, I think, are still turds. So is that about it? I think that's about it, guys. So anyway, hopefully this video finds you guys well. I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome weekend. And I look forward to seeing you guys on Monday morning for pre-market prep. Cheers.